Hi there, guys. I had started another video this morning, and I don't know. I might finish that and upload it. It was on a whole nother topic, but this particular topic, I want to. Just moments ago, Donald Trump signed another executive order. He continues to do all these executive orders concerning the church. And basically, it is saying that churches have the right to support political candidates. Now, I don't know how many of you all understand or know or realize that this is a horribly bad mistake. It's the same type of horribly bad mistake as when they began letting political candidates take bribes and donations and support, quote unquote, and so forth, because they're going to get paid off. I mean, there's nothing else to it except for the fact that they have the ability now to be completely paid off, and they were already paid off. If you ask me, that's personal. But now, Trump has signed this executive order saying that, you know, they can support political candidates and so forth. Now, you know, people, sadly, who don't research and who have limited understanding in areas on subjects love to cry hate. They love to hear a topic, hear a point, read a title, and then cry discrimination. They'll cry, oh, you hate, you hate, you hate, and so forth. Now, you know, I can't tell you how many ways Christianity is a horribly wicked religion, and how many people it's hurt throughout its existence. How many black people have been hurt, fooled, and tricked. And we still, it's an obvious spell. It is an obvious spell. And I'm thankful for the ones that have waken up. I pray many, many more continue to wake up. Because those, let's go back to history just a little bit. With us, black people, their property, their slaves, they could do with us what they want, and they did. These people have always used the religious, quote unquote, leaders to side with them, to make laws for us. We know laws are the new chains. If you don't know, now you know. Laws are the new chains. And so these people have always used the religious leader to get to your mind, to get to your heart, to get to your emotions, and to basically just trick you. I mean, at the end of the day, it's about tricking you, and it's about getting what they want, but it's about using your heart, using your mind, using your emotions, and playing on your sympathy, your goodness, your playing on all of that to get what they want. They're manipulators in every sense of the word. And so, for centuries, they have used this book and these Christian teachings and these pastors that we lift up and we love the pastor's wife and we love the pastor's children, and we buy them cars and we put them in great big homes and we buy them boats and we buy them airplanes and we give them the best and we put their children through college. Whereas 98% of the time, 98% of their church is suffering in lack, sick, dead, broke, and being used and manipulated. And when you bring these, when you look at their life and look at your life and you wonder why they have so much more than you have, it's really strictly just simply you've given them your money and they're, you've given them your money and you don't have any. And so this is why you lack. But they tell you it's because you don't have enough faith. You don't have enough faith, and that's why you're not getting what you need. And it's a sad thing because once again, we are using manipulation to run people's lives. I think the black church is a detriment to the black community. I think the black church is so played out, but what can you say to wake these people up? But anyway, getting back to Trump. Trump has just signed this order saying that these church leaders can accept donations or just whatever it is. Now, the thing about it is that in the Constitution, there was a separation between church and state. At least there's supposed to be. I don't know where that has gone, what that, they change laws and do whatever they want and rewrite this and revise this and everything as they will. And so there's really nothing solid that you can stick in the ground and say, this is it. This is the way it's going to be. This is the way it's always been. And we're not going to whatever, because they change and, like I say, revise, fix, whatever it is, whenever they want to. And so this is going to be a detriment to not only the black community. I'm hoping it won't be for all of us in general. I am hoping that people are continuing to wake up and leave and walk away from the black church because they see the tomfoolery. They see what it is. They see it for what it is. And so it bothers me because we just continue to do the same thing. I was just sitting thinking just the other day how wickedness and evil and all of these things just continue on. They just keep on. And it's not necessarily that it's the white man that's doing it and it's the white man that, has the power over it, and so it's just being done. That's not really the case. It may be his idea. It might even be his pushing of it. But if there were no people to support, these things wouldn't be. It's really just as simple as that. I mean, things can be presented to people. Things can be shown to people. Things can be, you can present a good argument on things, but if the people don't buy it still, usually it won't come to pass. Now, America has a way of, still doing whatever the heck they want to do anyway, but for the most part, it has to come from some type of support for the people. And so when you look at an order like this, church people are they're so easily manipulated anyway. And these pastors are going to allow themselves and their churches, because you're going to get a whole lot of pastors, of course, is going to say, oh, I don't take any money. My hands are clean, but that doesn't mean that you're not taking money for the church, and it's still all the same thing. And these people are going to use emotionalism, and they're going to get you all frenzied all up with the praise and the music and the guitar and the organs and the drums and all this kind of stuff. And you're going to be ready to give because you already trust and love your pastor already. And the problem is that you need to look at the history, not only of America, but look at the history of these laws and these things that get passed in America. When do they ever fully benefit black people? When do they ever really do good for us, make a positive change for us, and truly change our existence, and they don't. Plain and simple, they don't. It bothers me. It bothers me so much when I hear these people, usually white people, who say, oh, well, I support black and, I stand by black and you all were done wrong and this is a racist country and, oh, those things just shouldn't be. And, I stand for affirmative action and I support Black Lives Matter. And they think they're doing good. Usually these people are very low-grade racists. And maybe not even that low-grade racist. They are racist. It's just that doing those things for black people or for a black cause makes them feel better. But see, that bothers me. And it bothers me even when there are black people who want white people to know our pain. They want white people to understand our history. They want white people to just be able to see and acknowledge and say that they were wrong. There's a lot of black people like that. And there are a great and growing number of white people who will do that. They will do that. However, black people stop right there. They don't go any further with that. They don't require accountability. They don't require justice, and they don't require a recompense to be some justice to be brought to the situations, the many situations of injustices that black people have acquired in this country. And so what we do is you get, like I just said, white people who will stand and say, oh, that's wrong, and police shouldn't brutalize black people, and we should do this, and we should help, and we should give. Let me tell you something. I think a lot of white people march, and a lot of white people stand for black causes along with black people because they know ultimately there's not going to be a real true change. I'm not saying all of them, okay? I'm saying a great number of them. But it's to clear their consciences to say, I got out here and I did it and I stood with you and I helped your people and, But at the end of the day, your marching and singing with us does the same thing that our marching and singing does for our own selves, which is usually nothing. You see, those who have the power in this country, we know, are the white. We know it's the white elite, but anyone white has a much greater chance of change and effectively causing change in this country. Therefore, instead of marching with us, instead of saying your people were wrong, instead of saying, oh, we support you, and yeah, we need better schools in the Black community, and we need better this, and we're gonna build a recreation center for the children and all that. I mean, that's nice and that's well and that's fine, but instead of that, how about changing the laws? How about doing what it's going to take to truly enact some change? Truly enact some change by changing the laws, because it's the laws in this country that are holding us down now. We're not chained up necessarily, except for those in prisons. We're not chained up. We're not getting beat. We're not necessarily in slavery, in the classic sense of the word. But there's no changes being made. Let me tell you something. If white people were truly outraged about Flint, Michigan's water and all the other many little towns and communities that have dirty, infected water across America that they don't talk about, if the white people in those towns, if the mayors, if the judges, if those in positions of influence would truly get up and say, look, we want this water fixed. We want filtration systems. We want such and such, such and such. We don't want this like this anymore. This is what we want. This is how we want to change. It would be done. It would be done. If white people were to say, look, we want these Black men out of prisons. We want these community events to change. We don't want these second-class schools. We want better teachers in Black communities and everything, because it's going to help the whole furtherment of America in itself, which I believe it would. But hey, some things could start to change. Some things could begin to change, because without the people, a lot of these things wouldn't be going on. I mean, like I said a few moments ago, an idea can be presented, a choice can be presented, but if the people are not truly making a difference, or not supporting it, not standing by it, then a lot of these things wouldn't be. A lot of these things wouldn't be. If more people, I feel, were standing up against certain rights that are trying to be passed, that affect families and that affect children and so forth, and if people would stand up in mass number and say, look, we don't want this. We want to change, especially white people, it wouldn't be done. And they know this. So standing up with us, marching with us, saying that your forefathers were wrong and all this kind of stuff, it does nothing. It does nothing, because you know that you have the power to change. And you're still not changing things. So, I don't need a person on a picket line with me, standing side by side with me saying we support, because it's not going to go anywhere or do anything anyway, So anyway, you guys, just wanted to share that. Once again, they are using the Christian church, the Christian leaders or whatever, they're going to pass laws and make decisions and everything for the entire Black community. And those of us who are conscious, and those of us who are awake, and those of us who are on a whole other level, and those of us who have left Christianity and religion far behind, those people don't speak for me. Nothing coming from Trump through the Black Christian church is going to be good for me and my family, and the way that we believe, think, and feel. Nothing. So, I don't know, you guys who have Christian family members who are still in the church, who you feel that you can speak with, talk to, I suggest you do it, and let them know if they will listen. because that's one of the huge problems with Christians is once you start saying anything about their Jesus, their Bible, or their God, or their beliefs, or they shut down and they don't want to hear anymore, and they totally turn you off. So it's very, very hard to get through to them. Despite all the other mind conditioning and mind control, it's just extremely hard. But if you have that type of influence, I suggest you let them know this is not going to be good. You don't need to go to a church where the pastor can be paid off or the church can be paid off and decisions can be made from political leaders on behalf of all black people, because you know they're going to do it. And like I say, as I close this video, look at the history of the laws in this country. Everything good that they say was for us. Everything good that we're supposed to get this, have this, gain this. This change, this good positive change was supposed to come out of it. And it doesn't. We should have learned our lesson. We should have learned our lesson. We should have learned our lesson with 40 acres and a mule. All these other promises of integration and all of this kind of stuff. Yeah, we got integrated, but it gave them freedom really to move way, way further out into communities of their own and continue to segregate themselves with zoning laws and laws of this and neighborhood laws and so forth. I mean, and so it's still segregated. Who did black people integrate with? Hispanics? We didn't integrate with anyone. It's not like what they were trying to tell us it was going to be like. And the only black people who are really in all white communities or so forth are the ones that can afford to live there. We're not integrated probably like it was presented in the 60s, or they thought that we were going to be integrated. But I don't believe in it. So, I think integration was horrible and has continued to cause us. It's just a really bad decision. So, you guys, I'm going to turn this video off. I thank you all for listening. Thank you all for supporting and subscribing. And I may be gone. A little side note here. I may be gone for a little bit. I'm going to have a surgery, and ask that you all speak to the ancestors on that behalf. Everything's going to be fine. It's a necessary surgery and pretty routine surgery, but it's still a major surgery. And so I'm going to be going through that on Monday. So if you all don't see me, I will be recovering. So you guys, until the next video, we'll see you next time.